What if America's playground stopped feeling fair and started feeling like a scam? Vegas was once known for its cheap rooms, free drinks, and odds that everyone understood. The house always won, but at least you knew the rules. Now, the loudest sound on the Strip is not the slots, it is the fees. In this video, we'll break down the 9 hidden charges that are draining wallets and driving visitors away from Las Vegas. And wait until you see number 1. It might make you question if Vegas is worth visiting anymore. Number 9. Resort fees that outweigh room rates. Strip resort fees average $51 per night, with Fontainebleau charging $57. That's more than entire hotel rooms cost in most American cities. Hotels claim these fees cover Wi-Fi, fitness centers, and pool access. But guests already have unlimited data plans, rarely use hotel gyms, and often never set foot near the pool. The real purpose is price manipulation. A $79 room becomes $130 after fees, but you don't see that until checkout. This bait and switch makes price comparison impossible and trust evaporation inevitable. When families feel deceived before entering the casino, they spend less freely inside. Resort fees represent the most brazen form of Vegas deception. Properties advertise low room rates to appear competitive, then hit guests with mandatory charges that often exceed the base price. A family booking what appears to be a $200 weekend suddenly faces $400 in resort fees alone before taxes and tips. The amenities supposedly covered by these fees cost hotels pennies per guest. Wi-Fi infrastructure installed years ago generates minimal ongoing costs. Pool maintenance and fitness centers operate regardless of individual usage. Yet hotels extract maximum revenue by making these basic services appear premium. Consumer protection agencies have filed lawsuits against major Strip properties for deceptive advertising practices. The Federal Trade Commission specifically targets resort fee disclosure requirements, but enforcement remains limited. Hotels continue bundling mandatory charges into optional-sounding fees that guests cannot refuse or avoid. The psychological impact devastates vacation planning. Families budget based on advertised rates, then discover their trip costs double before they've ordered their first drink. The financial shock creates defensive spending patterns that reduce the spontaneous purchases Vegas depends on for casino and entertainment revenue. Smart travelers now factor resort fees into every price comparison, making Vegas properties uncompetitive against transparent competitors. When a Phoenix hotel costs $90 total while Vegas charges $79 plus $51 in fees, the choice becomes obvious. Resort fees accidentally created competitive disadvantages for the entire destination. If you think paying $51 for free Wi-Fi is outrageous, wait until you hear what they charge just to park your car. Number 8. Parking fees that used to be free. Strip hotels now charge $18 to $25 daily for self-parking, $40 to $50 for valet. That's $150 in parking costs alone for a 3-night stay. The shift began as a security upgrade, but functions as pure profit extraction. Unlike other cities, Vegas casinos aren't competing for parking revenue. They're competing for gambling dollars. When guests feel robbed before entering the casino, they spend less freely inside. The parking fee that was supposed to boost profits actually reduces the spontaneous spending that built Vegas fortunes. Visitors calculate every expense instead of splurging on entertainment. Parking fees represent a fundamental betrayal of Vegas hospitality traditions. For decades, free parking symbolized the city's welcoming attitude toward visitors. Guests drove from across the country, confident they could park easily and affordably. That promise disappeared as corporate executives discovered they could monetize every square foot of property. The implementation revealed cynical calculation. Hotels didn't improve security or add amenities to justify charges. They simply installed payment systems and started billing for previously free services. Existing parking structures generated pure profit with minimal investment. The security upgrade explanation became marketing fiction when no meaningful improvements appeared. Revenue extraction accelerated beyond parking spaces themselves. Hotels began charging for validation, extended time limits, and multiple entries. A guest leaving to grab dinner downtown faces another $25 charge upon return. Validation systems create elaborate rules that confuse visitors and generate additional fees through technicalities. Off-strip properties exploit the situation by advertising free parking as a premium amenity. Downtown Las Vegas hotels market themselves specifically to visitors fleeing Strip parking charges. The competitive advantage flows to properties that maintain traditional hospitality standards, while Strip casinos maximized short-term revenue extraction. International visitors express particular frustration with parking fees. European and Asian tourists expect transportation costs to be transparent and reasonable. Hidden parking charges create budget confusion that affects spending throughout their stay. Travel blogs specifically warn international visitors about Vegas parking surprises. The ripple effects extend beyond hotel revenue. Guests now consider parking costs when choosing restaurants, shows, and attractions. A dinner that requires separate parking fees gets skipped. Shows become less attractive when parking doubles entertainment costs. The entire Vegas ecosystem suffers as visitors optimize around fee avoidance rather than experience maximization. Corporate analysts track parking fee recovery as a key performance metric, but ignore the broader customer satisfaction damage. Hotels celebrate incremental revenue increases while missing the fundamental shift in visitor behavior that reduces long-term profitability and destination loyalty. But if parking fees make you mad, the next one charges you for time itself. Number 7. Time-based penalties for early check-in and late checkout. Many hotels charge $30 to $75 for accessing your clean, ready room before 3 p.m. Late checkout costs the same. That's $150 in charges for the crime of wanting a few extra hours in your own paid room. In a 24/7 city with round-the-clock housekeeping, these fees exist solely to extract maximum revenue from captive customers. The psychological impact devastates vacation mood before it begins. Families arrive exhausted from travel, kids crying, luggage heavy, only to discover their paid room costs extra to actually use. The hospitality industry becomes the hostility industry when basic services require additional payment. Time-based fees expose the absurdity of modern Vegas hospitality. Hotels operate continuously with staff available around the clock, yet artificially restrict room access to create revenue opportunities. A room cleaned at 11 a.m. sits empty until 3 p.m. not because of operational necessity, but because charging for early access generates pure profit. The arbitrary nature of time restrictions reveals their fee-generating purpose. Check-in times vary by property and season with no consistent operational justification. Some hotels offer 4 p.m. standard check-in during busy periods, pushing guests toward fee payment. The flexibility in timing proves these aren't operational requirements but revenue strategies. Business travelers suffer disproportionately from time-based penalties. Corporate schedules don't align with hotel convenience preferences. A conference attendee arriving for morning meetings faces the choice between paying $65 for early access or wasting productive hours in the lobby. The charges particularly impact repeat business customers who expect basic service standards. Families with children face impossible logistics created by time restrictions. Parents traveling with tired kids from long flights can't explain why their paid room requires additional payment for immediate access. The stress of managing cranky children while negotiating additional fees destroys the vacation experience before it begins. International visitors find time-based fees particularly confusing and frustrating. Jet lag and flight schedules don't accommodate arbitrary check-in restrictions. Europeans paying premium rates for Vegas hotels expect service standards comparable to luxury properties in their home countries. Time-based penalties feel like tourist exploitation rather than hospitality. The operational costs of early check-in and late checkout are minimal. Housekeeping schedules accommodate these requests routinely. Room preparation doesn't require additional staff or resources. The fees represent pure profit extraction with no corresponding service improvement or operational justification. Revenue optimization software now tracks guest arrival and departure patterns to maximize time-based fee collection. Hotels deliberately limit early check-in availability to drive fee payment. The technology that should improve customer service instead identifies opportunities for additional charges. Think time-based fees are bad? Our next charge makes tipping even more confusing and expensive. Number 6. Mandatory gratuities that aren't gratuities. Restaurants and bars now add automatic 18 to 22% service charges before the tip line, creating double tipping confusion. A $14 poolside beer becomes $18 after fees, then guests unknowingly tip again. The practice undermines genuine service by making tips mandatory rather than earned. Servers get guaranteed income regardless of service quality, removing incentive for excellence. Customers feel manipulated by unclear billing that tricks them into paying twice. The transparency that makes Vegas gambling trustworthy disappears from restaurant transactions. Mandatory gratuities represent the most deceptive fee practice in modern Vegas hospitality. The word gratuity implies voluntary appreciation for exceptional service, but automatic charges eliminate choice while maintaining the illusion of tipping culture. Guests who understand they're being double charged feel manipulated and resentful. The billing presentation deliberately confuses customers. Automatic service charges appear as line items separate from tip lines, creating the impression that additional gratuity is still expected. Many guests, unfamiliar with fine print details, inadvertently tip 20 to 25% on top of mandatory charges, resulting in effective tip rates exceeding 40%. Service quality deteriorates under mandatory gratuity systems. Servers receive guaranteed income regardless of performance, reducing motivation for exceptional customer care. The direct connection between service quality and compensation disappears. Guests notice the difference immediately as attentiveness and enthusiasm decline across properties using automatic charges. International visitors find mandatory gratuities particularly confusing and offensive. European and Asian tourists come from cultures where service charges are clearly disclosed or tipping isn't expected. The hidden nature of Vegas automatic charges feels like tourist exploitation. Travel advisors specifically warn international clients about double tipping traps. Pool service and casual dining suffer most from mandatory gratuity confusion. Guests ordering simple drinks or snacks expect straightforward pricing, not complex billing with hidden charges and tip expectations. A casual poolside experience becomes a mathematical exercise as customers decipher bills with multiple percentage charges. The practice spreads beyond restaurants to any service interaction. Spa treatments, room service, valet parking, and even retail transactions increasingly include automatic gratuity line items. The fee creep transforms every Vegas transaction into a potential double payment scenario. Corporate accounting benefits from mandatory gratuities through predictable labor cost calculations. Management can guarantee staff income levels while maintaining lower base wages. The practice shifts variable tip income to fixed service charges, improving budget forecasting but destroying authentic service relationships. Legal challenges target mandatory gratuity practices as deceptive business practices. Consumer protection advocates argue that automatic charges misrepresent voluntary tipping customs. Class action lawsuits claim customers were deceived into double payments through unclear billing presentation. If mandatory tips frustrate you, entertainment fees will make you reconsider seeing any shows at all. Number 5. Ticketing fees that double entertainment costs. Concert and show tickets add 25 to 40% in processing fees, facility charges, and convenience costs. A $150 Sphere ticket becomes $200 plus before you've ordered intermission drinks. Families skip shows entirely, reducing the very entertainment spending Vegas needs to survive. The fees create a death spiral where high ticket costs reduce attendance, forcing venues to raise base prices further. Processing fees of $30 to $60 per ticket make family entertainment financially prohibitive. A family of 4 faces $240 in fees alone before seeing any performance. Entertainment fees represent the most aggressive extraction in Vegas tourism. Shows that once attracted middle-class families now price out their core audience through layered charges that bear no relationship to actual processing costs. Digital ticketing systems cost pennies per transaction, yet venues charge premium rates for basic computerized services. The fee structure deliberately obscures true entertainment costs. Venues advertise attractive base prices to generate initial interest, then reveal mandatory charges during checkout. A $99 show becomes $140 after fees and taxes. The bait and switch makes budget planning impossible for families. Processing fees multiply through unnecessary complexity. Venues charge separate fees for online convenience, mobile delivery, print-at-home options, and will call services. Each ticketing method incurs different charges with no operational justification. The fee variation forces customers to pay premium rates regardless of delivery preference. Family entertainment becomes luxury expenditure through fee accumulation. Parents planning to take children to shows discover that 4 tickets with fees cost more than mortgage payments. The psychological impact devastates family vacation planning as entertainment becomes unaffordable rather than accessible. Corporate partnerships compound fee problems through exclusive ticketing agreements. Hotels partner with specific platforms that charge maximum fees while restricting alternative purchasing options. Guests can't shop for better deals because venues limit ticket availability to fee-heavy platforms. International tourists face additional processing penalties through currency conversion fees and international transaction charges. A European family buying tickets faces base prices, processing fees, facility charges, currency conversion costs, and international banking fees. The layered charges make Vegas entertainment prohibitively expensive compared to European cultural options. Season pass and package deals promise fee relief but deliver additional complexity. Annual packages include hidden processing charges for each individual show selection. Package holders discover they still pay convenience fees for reservation changes or specific seating requests. The technology exists to eliminate most processing fees through direct venue sales, but artificial scarcity maintains fee revenue streams. Venues could sell tickets through simple online systems without intermediary charges, but choose third-party platforms that maximize revenue extraction rather than customer convenience. But show fees are just warming up compared to the surcharges they add to your drinks and dinner. Number 4. Concession surcharges at every venue. Sports, bars, theaters, and casino restaurants tack on 3 to 8% venue fees on top of menu prices and taxes. Order $120 in cocktails, pay another $6 to $10 in mystery charges. These death by 1,000 cuts fees add $50 to $100 to weekend budgets without guests realizing where the money went. The venue fees compound with tip confusion and tax calculations to create bills nobody can predict. What should be simple transactions become mathematical puzzles where final costs bear no resemblance to menu prices. Spontaneous purchases die when every order requires budget calculations. Concession surcharges represent the most insidious fee practice because they're nearly invisible until checkout. Unlike resort fees or parking charges that guests anticipate, venue fees ambush customers after they've already committed to purchases. The surprise nature makes budgeting impossible and creates resentment that affects future spending decisions. Food and beverage venues implement surcharges for fabricated operational justifications. Restaurants claim venue fees cover credit card processing, staff training, facility maintenance, or enhanced service standards. The explanations change by property and season, revealing their artificial nature. Processing costs remain constant regardless of venue fee variations. The percentage-based structure means higher bills generate proportionally higher fees. A celebration dinner with premium cocktails and wine triggers maximum venue fees, penalizing guests for choosing expensive menu items. The sliding scale creates perverse incentives where venues profit more from larger orders through fee multiplication rather than volume discounts. Casino bars and restaurants exploit captive customer situations through mandatory venue fees. Guests at poker tournaments or slot machine banks face limited dining options, allowing venues to impose maximum surcharges without competitive pressure. The fees extract premium revenue from customers, with no alternative choices. Theater concessions become luxury expenses through layered surcharges. Intermission drinks that should provide casual refreshment become budget decisions as venue fees compound with premium pricing. Families skip concessions entirely rather than pay surcharges on already inflated prices. International currency conversion complicates venue fee calculations for foreign visitors. European tourists struggle to track percentage-based surcharges when dealing with currency exchange rates and unfamiliar pricing structures. The complexity creates anxiety that reduces spontaneous spending throughout their Vegas experience. Mobile payment systems hide venue fees until transaction completion. Digital ordering platforms display menu prices prominently while burying surcharge information in fine print. Customers authorize payments without understanding total costs until receipts arrive. The deceptive presentation violates basic pricing transparency expectations. Venue fee revenue sharing arrangements incentivize staff to promote higher bills rather than customer satisfaction. Servers earn commissions based on venue fee generation rather than service quality. The misaligned incentives prioritize bill inflation over genuine hospitality, creating adversarial rather than service-oriented interactions. Think venue fees are sneaky? The next charge bills you for the privilege of booking your own reservation. Number 3. Online booking convenience fees for using their own websites. Hotels charge $10 to $40 for the privilege of booking online, supposedly to cover digital processing. You do their work by booking yourself, then pay extra for the convenience of not involving their staff. The fee structure punishes efficiency while extracting money for automated services. Phone bookings often avoid the online fee but require longer hold times and limited availability. The choice becomes paying extra for convenience or wasting time for basic service. Either way, the hotel profits from making simple transactions unnecessarily complex and expensive. Online booking fees represent peak corporate cynicism in fee creation. Hotels built expensive websites and mobile apps to reduce staffing costs and improve operational efficiency. Then they discovered they could charge customers for using the cost-saving technology. The double extraction maximizes profit while minimizing service investment. The digital processing explanation lacks credibility when examined against actual operational costs. Online reservation systems cost hotels pennies per transaction through automated processing. The infrastructure investment was completed years ago with minimal ongoing expenses, yet properties charge premium rates for basic computerized services that benefit hotels more than customers. Booking fee structures vary arbitrarily across properties and seasons without operational justification. Weekend bookings trigger higher convenience fees during peak demand periods. Special events multiply processing charges for identical reservation systems. The variable pricing proves fees aren't cost-based but revenue-optimized. Mobile app bookings face additional technological surcharges beyond standard online fees. Hotels charge separately for app downloads, push notifications, and mobile-specific features. The layered charges penalize customers for using the most efficient booking methods available. Corporate travel faces particular challenges from online booking fees. Business travelers booking multiple rooms or extended stays discover that convenience fees multiply per room rather than per reservation. A corporate group booking 10 rooms pays 10 times the online processing fees for a single transaction. Third-party booking sites compound fee confusion through partnership arrangements. Hotels allow external platforms to advertise lower base rates while hiding convenience fees until checkout. Customers comparison shop based on incomplete pricing information, discovering true costs only after providing payment details. International visitors struggle with currency conversion complications added to online booking fees. Foreign credit cards trigger additional processing charges beyond standard convenience fees. The layered charges make total costs unpredictable for travelers managing currency exchange considerations. The technology exists to eliminate online booking fees through direct integration with hotel reservation systems. Properties could process bookings through simple websites without additional charges, but choose complex platforms that generate fee revenue rather than customer convenience. Customer service quality deteriorates as hotels prioritize fee collection over booking assistance. Online systems deliberately limit customer support options to encourage fee-paying convenience selections. The service degradation forces customers toward fee-generating booking methods. If online booking fees seem ridiculous, gambling surcharges will make you question the entire Vegas experience. Number 2. Gaming surcharges and inflated table minimums. Blackjack tables that once welcomed $5 players now demand $25 to $50 minimums. Slot tournaments add entry fees. Poker rooms charge processing fees on top of buy-ins. The casino floor, once Vegas's democratic space, now prices out casual players who built the city's reputation. Higher minimums force smaller budgets into fewer hands, reducing playtime and entertainment value. A $200 gambling budget that once lasted hours now disappears in minutes at inflated tables. The accessible gaming that attracted middle-class visitors becomes exclusive to high rollers. Gaming surcharges violate the fundamental promise that made Vegas famous: fair gambling with transparent odds. Casinos built trust through honest house edges that players could understand and accept. Now they layer additional fees onto gaming that obscure true costs and destroy the psychological contract between house and player. Table minimum inflation occurs systematically across all gaming options without operational justification. $5 blackjack tables that operated profitably for decades suddenly require $25 minimums. The overnight changes prove minimums aren't cost-driven but revenue-optimized to extract maximum money from reduced player pools. Slot machine tournament fees represent pure revenue extraction from competitive gaming. Entry fees range from $25 to $100 for tournaments that require additional slot play to qualify for prizes. Players pay twice for the same gaming experience through upfront fees and required machine spending. Poker room charges compound through multiple fee layers applied to single gaming sessions. Cash games add time charges, tournament fees, dealer tips, and service charges. A simple poker session becomes a complex transaction with multiple extraction points that reduce actual gaming value. Casual players face particular discrimination through minimum bet requirements that exclude their participation. Weekend minimums jump to $75 or $100 at popular tables, forcing recreational players toward less desirable games or off-peak hours. The exclusion destroys the inclusive atmosphere that built Vegas tourism. Electronic gaming machines introduce processing fees for basic transactions, ticket redemption charges fees for cashing out winnings. Card reader systems add convenience charges for electronic payments. The technology designed to improve gaming efficiency instead creates fee generation opportunities. Corporate partnerships between casinos and payment processors multiply gaming transaction fees. Credit card advances at gaming tables incur casino fees, plus banking charges, plus cash advance penalties. Players pay multiple fees for accessing their own money through casino-controlled systems. International gaming faces additional currency conversion penalties and foreign transaction fees. European and Asian high rollers discover that currency exchange rates include casino markups beyond standard banking conversions. The hidden charges affect betting decisions and reduce the authentic gaming experience. But even gaming fees pale compared to our number one revenue extraction that symbolizes everything wrong with modern Vegas. Number 1. Energy and environmental fees that appear at checkout. Hotels add $4 to $8 nightly sustainability charges, supposedly funding green initiatives. In a city of 24/7 neon and massive air-conditioned casino floors, guests struggle to believe their $40 environmental fee makes any real impact. The greenwashing insults visitor intelligence while padding profit margins. These fees represent the ultimate Vegas scam. charging guests to offset the environmental damage the hotels create through massive energy consumption. Visitors pay extra so casinos can claim environmental responsibility without actually changing wasteful practices. It's corporate virtue signaling at customer expense. Environmental fees symbolize Vegas's transformation from honest gambling to dishonest hospitality. The city that built trust through transparent gaming odds destroyed that trust through opaque hotel billing. When the house stops playing fair, customers stop playing at all. Sustainability charges appear without corresponding environmental improvements that guests can observe or verify. Hotels claim fees fund solar panels, energy-efficient lighting, and water conservation programs, but provide no documentation or proof of actual environmental impact. The charges function as general revenue disguised as ecological responsibility. The irony of environmental fees in Las Vegas reaches absurd levels when considered against the city's fundamental energy consumption patterns. Casinos operate massive cooling systems to maintain Arctic temperatures in desert heat. Neon displays burn continuously regardless of occupancy levels. Water features and fountains operate in one of America's driest regions, yet guests pay sustainability fees for minimal conservation efforts. Corporate accounting treats environmental fees as pure profit centers rather than legitimate conservation funding. Internal hotel documents reveal that sustainability charges flow to general revenue rather than dedicated environmental programs. The fees generate millions in additional income, while environmental initiatives receive minimal funding increases. International environmental standards expose Vegas sustainability claims as marketing fiction. European and Scandinavian tourists come from countries with genuine environmental regulations and conservation programs. Vegas environmental fees seem particularly deceptive to visitors familiar with authentic sustainability initiatives. The fee structure punishes environmentally conscious guests who already minimize their consumption through shorter showers, towel reuse, and energy conservation. Guests who reduce their environmental impact still pay full sustainability charges, while wasteful visitors pay identical fees. The billing structure provides no incentives for actual conservation behavior. Each fee feeds the next. As visitors feel nickeled and dimed, they spend less on gambling, shows, and dining. Hotels respond by raising fees further to maintain revenue, creating a death spiral that's driving away the middle-class families who built Vegas tourism. Outro. Vegas gambled on customer tolerance and lost. The fees designed to boost profits destroyed something more valuable: trust. When visitors feel scammed before they've even started their vacation, the entire psychology of Las Vegas changes. Resort fees averaging $51 nightly, parking charges up to $25 daily, processing fees that double ticket costs. Early check-in penalties for clean, ready rooms. The math is simple. A $79 room becomes $200 after fees. Entertainment tickets double with processing charges. Parking costs more than many hotel rooms. Guests arrive feeling defensive instead of excited. They budget cautiously instead of spending freely. The go-big mentality that built Vegas dies under the weight of constant fee anxiety. Other destinations learned from Vegas's mistakes. Phoenix markets, no hidden fees. Orlando emphasizes transparent pricing. Atlantic City promises real deals. Branson advertises honest costs. The competition isn't just offering alternatives to Vegas entertainment, they're offering alternatives to Vegas pricing practices. The irony cuts deep. Vegas, built on honest gambling odds where everyone knows the house edge, became dishonest about basic hotel pricing. Visitors who accept losing money gambling reject losing money to surprise fees. Vegas created its own competition by training customers to hate hidden charges, then giving them plenty to hate.